Hello and welcome to State of the Channel. I don't like making videos like these in lieu of my normal content that I know a lot of you look forward to each week. I know I say this a lot, but I had something completely different in mind for today's video, which is going to be about ghost dogs. But the more I thought about things, the more I realized I needed to make this instead. Please stay to the end, as I have some special things to show you and talk about, and I promise whatever time you see this video lasting, it won't be about me complaining about YouTube the whole time. I hope you forgive me for posting something like this, since I assure you I needed to take a step back from the cryptids and paranormal in order to address something that has recently popped up, and I don't feel simply explaining it in the comments fully brings the issues to light. This is mainly dealing with my upload schedule being a little off, and also something odd with YouTube as of late. So let's start off with one of my favorite topics. Can you note the sarcasm? That is, issues with YouTube. No, this isn't one of those things where YouTube is demonetizing my content or anything like that. This is honestly more concerning. For the past 2 weeks, I've been incredibly busy in our personal life, and I sadly wasn't able to fit in the time to respond to comments. Well, last week I decided to check out what I'd been missing and came across something shocking and downright disheartening. My Wahila video had over 4,000 views, but only one comment, and it was from a person who obviously didn't watch the full video. While I was happy about the 4,000 views, I was really sad to see only one comment. To be honest with you, when I saw that, I just about thought about quitting YouTube. As I have stated, the money from YouTube doesn't really mean anything to me, but you, my audience, means the world. I then went to my Gmail account and kept seeing all types of emails relating to comments that you left on that video. So, things weren't adding up. It was then that I noticed a comment from one of my longtime subscribers named Atelier God, who mentioned that the comments from the Wahila video seemed to have been wiped out. Since that time, they have been restored, somehow, but I don't know what was happening or how long they had been gone. This upsets me for multiple reasons, such as I'm sure some would see 4,000 views with one comment, appearing like I bought views, or even possibly worse, that I personally removed all comments myself. Let me assure you that I will never buy views or subs, since that practice makes no sense, and it seems all fake. More importantly, I would never wipe a comment section or remove the ability to write comments. Even the video that I personally hate, my top 10 out of place artifacts one, that is full of inaccuracies, still has comments available. The only comments I remove are ones dealing with hate groups or the random comment trying to get people to visit another site that has nothing to do with my topics. I literally just had to approve a comment last night from a viewer who simply said, "I love this series," and somehow YouTube thought that was something I needed to review. Going a step farther, I logged onto my channel last night and saw that in my beginning part of my main page, where it shows my most recent video, it actually had the Wahila as my newest. Since that video, I had made UFO sightings by astronauts and then cryptid by state Arizona. Each time I upload a new video, I manually have to go to my main page and mark the newest video as the recent one. Sometimes I do forget, but I normally follow the pattern of finalizing my video in my editing software. Then while it is doing that, I upload the script to my Patreon page. By that time, my editing software is done rendering my video and I upload it to YouTube. Once that is complete, I set my main page to show my new video and log off for the night. I could see this happening once in a while, but not 3 weeks straight. Not to mention, it was showing a video that has been acting very strange as of late. I haven't had any word or notification that YouTube's recent fight with the FTC over online child protection has anything to do with this strange activity on my channel. Yet, I can't rule it out. For the most part, I kept quiet about the whole situation, since while my content is family friendly, it isn't directed at kids. In fact, my analytics show 0% viewership for anyone under the age of 18. Although, many of you may have noticed videos missing on my channel that I made private due to worry of the FTC feeling that they could be directed at kids. Namely, my Cryptkin unboxing. I didn't make that decision lightly, but I didn't want to get hit with that $42,000 fine. When I talk about this, I sometimes see comments from people talking about the YouTube money I must make. Well, I'll pull the curtain back for this moment. As you can see, I earn around $100 a month. Sometimes it is more, and other times it is less. As usual, I don't care about that, but you will notice something that is really odd. On my last video, all my numbers are up, but yet the other side says they're all down. I literally have seen all the numbers up, but the revenue is still down. I mention all of this not to get into the life of a YouTuber, but to show you something that those of us in the paranormal sector of YouTube have known for a while. The site doesn't like us. Just about every YouTuber in our topic range has met with some kind of resistance, be it a bigger channel such as Rob Dyke, who goes by Rob Gavgan now, to even my friend Drew over at Mad Cat Mysteries. While this was long-winded, I have to wonder if this error with my channel was just that, an error, or signs of something bigger yet to come. Okay, with all that out of the way, I do want to address a few things that you have asked. I want to share a really interesting project, and I'm ending this with a special treat. First, I saw a comment, which I can't find at the moment to give you credit, where I was asked to bring back the 3 comments I loved portions of my videos. I fully intend on doing this again, and it was something that I really enjoyed doing. I also see plenty of comments on my Cryptid by State series where I'm asked why I didn't include a UFO sighting or haunting. As many of you are aware, I don't consider UFOs, aliens, or ghosts cryptids, so this is why I don't include them in that series. Sticking with that series, I see a lot of requests for states, or put in a way of wondering if I'll ever be covering a certain one. Yes, I will be making a video for each state by series end, and at the moment I am still making them off of the highest number of votes I received for each area. After I make the ones for Ohio, Kentucky, and Texas, I will be reopening the voting again since many of the more popular states are completed already. I will be sure to let you know when this is happening, but it will probably be next month, so I have a heads up. Moving on, I wanted to tell you about a recent project that I personally have taken part in. After my Cryptid by State California video, I was contacted by a TV producer by the name of Phillip Barbb, who was interested in talking to me about my paranormal experiences. His plan is to create a TV show where real people talk about their experiences in a real life setting rather than a studio. He described it as talking to your friends about it rather than to a camera crew. Of course, I made sure everything was on the up and up, and I met with him last month and recorded my part of the segment. He is a really cool guy and is quite laid back, and he had asked me to pass this project on to you. So I am including the pamphlet with web link here, and I will also have it in the description if you are interested in taking part in this endeavor. As usual, you know I wouldn't show you something that I didn't think was genuine, so if you have a story, please feel free to click that link. Just so you know, I am not being paid anything for this, I just think it's a cool project that we can all be a part of. Finally, as a special treat, I took a moment while making this video to create a special one for you on my cell phone. Pardon the audio as I am still new to making videos on my phone. It is a full look at my new office I have been showcasing on my social media as of late. Okay, this is the reason that I've been having a little bit of issues with time as of late. We had moved our computers into what we're considering our office now, and it's just a room upstairs, but I wanted to give you a little tour, being that I'm not doing a normal video like I normally do this week. So rather than complaining about issues with YouTube, I will give you a little show of what's going on. First here we have my wife's computer, which she has set up with all her stuff, and she has her pictures on the wall and her stuffed animals, and of course the Google Assistant there to the left of the screen, and she has all those there. We have a mini fridge beside it, which I know many of you wouldn't care to see. She also has her shelves here with all her dragon stuff and some Star Wars things, and she has one of her pictures over here, as well as we can have some of the what is it, Baby Yoda they consider it, or the child for the Mandalorian. I have yet to watch the show, but she enjoys it. And here's her shelf with more of the stuff. And there's Deadpool. And we have our cheap lightsabers we got from Walmart that they work, but I'm not going to turn them on because they get pretty noisy. This is the second time I've actually had to create this video, and the first time I had Chewie and Gidget running all around here, but at that point now they're sleeping. So we also share a space with Chewie, and there's Gidget underneath the her computer desk there. Hey, Gidget. There she looks up. Choo-choo. And there's Chewie sitting in his bed. We share that. One of the first things I want to show you for my space is there's one of the Yetis that my mom had made. There's a Jason plushie that I was given for either Christmas or Father's Day one of these times. And I have Friday the 13th cards there. And those cards there, that's an interesting story. They're actually from a magician on YouTube called Chris Ramsey, and I probably will show you a picture of him. And he had made the first set of cards you see there, which are called Memento Mori, which have the skull in it. And he had all kinds of issues with the people when he made them, and they eventually made a blue version of that, but it had nothing to do with him. So I bought those cards. They're really expensive to buy now. Maybe not those ones, but then he made his own cards, and that's the one you see there that says First, and they are expensive. Since then, he's made other cards that I think he has called the First, and they're black, but I bought the original, and that's all I needed. Moving up, there's a sign that my mom had gotten me for Christmas, which I love. Darth Vader on the side, which has no meaning to it. And then over here we have a news clipping from the Boston Bugle, for those of you that are into Fallout. That actually came from a upgrade kit that I had gotten for my Pip-Boy, which my wife had bought me a few Christmases ago, and that was in the packaging, and I decided to hang it up because I liked it. Moving over, many of you have probably saw if you followed my social media. There's the alien that my wife had bought me, and of course Chewbacca there on the side. And moving up, there's my Jason Voorhees hockey mask, which, if you guys didn't know, I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan. About the only horror movie that I actually really enjoy. I watch all horror movies, but when it comes to the best for me, it's Jason. And then I bought this Predator mask, and sadly the laser doesn't light up like it should, but it still looks cool. And then 2 Christmases ago, my brother bought me the Boba Fett mask. So we have that behind me at all times. And I know something that you've probably been seeing the whole time is that I have this picture that I bought from Amazon, and the guy uses old newspapers apparently to make these. He has multiple versions of it, and it's not all cryptid related. It can be just something mundane like flowers or architecture, but he had a couple cryptid ones, and of course I'm going to choose the Mothman. So moving over, we have the top of my shelf, which just has random stuff on it, all kind of mugs and stuff that I've gathered or have been given to me. There's the Kripkins, as you can see, that I have made a video about before, and there's the Rick and Morty figures, which I'm a big fan of Rick and Morty, and you can see Mega Man and Proto Man back there, and an alien hiding. Now, here's the part that I was telling you about earlier, was that I don't buy anything Chewbacca. I like the character, but I don't buy anything Chewbacca, but everyone gives it to me. So this is my little mini collection of all Chewbacca things, and that's due to this little guy. But I did buy the little squishies or whatever they're called for Pac-Man, because I've always loved Pac-Man. And you can see Optimus Prime back there. Moving down a shelf. If you hear a snapping, that's my knee. It always does that. We have Thor and Darth Malgus back there. We have the Dark Souls 2 statue behind Arthas' sword from World of Warcraft. It lights up, but it's kind of a pain to do so. I have Fallout figures there, and there's Daryl and Rick from The Walking Dead, and I don't know if you can see them, but there's Venom behind him. Moving down, there's just simple stuff, a phone, router, that Life Boy you see there, and the gold thing on the top of my Pip-Boy case is actually from the Christmas Story. My brother actually visited the house and he brought them home for me, so I really like them. You can't tell that it's in there, but there's between it is a wolf knife. And then that coin that's there is really neat because it's a Twin Tower coin, and this commemorates when it was destroyed, and I really like it. And below that is just random games, and as you can tell, I play a lot of World of Warcraft and StarCraft and just about everything, but those aren't all the games we have. That's just what I have in my overflow, dare I say. Now, moving over, I need to flip this back on, my monitor. I had issues originally because, as you see, my background is some alien coming down the hallway, and Chewie took it to be some kind of person, so he kept barking at it, but fortunately, he's asleep now or just resting, so he's not actively going after it. There's not too much on my desk, really. I have Sour Patch Kids and always need Coca-Cola. There's my microphone. I did pan over here real quickly, but I need to change out the headset that I have. I don't use the microphone for anything. They're Turtle Beach that I've had for years, and I need to switch them out because something I didn't show you right off the bat was this is the computer that I built, which is Fallout themed, as you can tell. Has Vault Tech. The other side has the Vault Boy giving a thumbs up on it, and I actually went as far as buying a special controller that matched it. So when I do any gaming on Steam or what have you, it's always there. So the one thing I did want to point out, not that I'm sure most of you cared, this little thing here, that's what I use, that's what I use if, when people worry about viruses or anything like that. I keep my computer pretty clean, so if anything was to happen, like a virus pop up or ransomware or what have you, I just throw that in and I'm good to go again, so it doesn't bother me. Then I got this little Bigfoot keychain, which it says Benjamin on it. There's one of my degrees from Penn State University for wildlife management, and I don't know where the other one went, so that's the only one I have hanging up right now. Above that, I have a megalodon tooth and other shark teeth that my brother's quick to mention. Those are actually his, but I managed to get them from him. And then moving over, I have my X-Files, why not, posters. And an interesting thing is that a Dreamcatcher there was actually created for me by someone I worked with, and I'm going to hang it up in between here, but for now, that's just where it's at. There's a Batman thing that my daughter drew me. There's a sheep and a spaceship with all kind of hearts around it. My daughters and wife drew that for me, and they've been wanting me to incorporate it in my channel, but I've yet to do so. Now, an interesting story is that the play button there is actually origami, and it came from Paris. And back when YouTube used to have a site for us creators to talk to each other about things, there was a person on there that did origami, and I can't remember their name for the life of me, but they sent me that, and I really like it, so there it is front and center. Like I said, there's nothing really big with the desk. This lamp is really cool. I got this for Christmas this year. The buttons actually work on that NES controller, and it's a lamp. But like I said, this is the second time I had to make this video, and I had to pull the cord, so it doesn't work now. So, and for Christmas also, my wife got me this Bigfoot statue. And I'll tell you, those fists hurt if you walk by and don't realize you're getting hit by them. One of the most neatest thing that we like about this room is all the LED lighting. I'll turn it off here real quickly. But this casts that perfect little bit of light. You know, I have it as blue right now. Normally we have it like a purple or a pink. And I figured it would show up a little bit better as blue. But each of us have a remote, which I'll show you mine over here. Right there. Right there. Each of us have a remote, so we can change it whatever we want. One thing I did want to point out, because I'm sure a few have probably seen this, is, get my fingers out of the camera's way. There's a little bump right there in the LED. That is intentional, and for someone like me with OCD, it's kind of a pain. But what happened was that they're 5-foot long strips, and they connect to little USB cubes. I don't know what I just did there, but they connect right into the wall. And right where you see that bump, it had no lights from the bump to the bookshelf. And here come to find out that the connection wasn't connecting right there. And so I had to move it up until it finally connected, and then we had it lit up. Because it actually connects over there. So, of course, the last 2 feet is what didn't work. But this is what I wanted to show you. And I didn't show you. I have my Thor's hammer necklace, too. But this is what I wanted to show you for what we've been working on for the past few weeks, and it is finally completed. It's just now getting used to the new situation, and it's always tough where, oh yeah, I got my wife Wolverine claws. It's always tough to get used to new situations, and especially when I have to involve a lot of time with being up here and everyone else is downstairs. So I just wanted to show you everything that we got going on, and I will send it back to the original video. Later. After all that, I hope I was able to clarify some concerns and questions. I also hope you realize that I greatly appreciate each and every one of you, and that I will never keep you in the dark about anything going on with this channel. Also, I wanted to let you know that next week you can look forward to a ghost dog video. If you haven't yet done so, do please consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. Also, it would be greatly appreciated if you would share my videos with someone you know who may be interested in this type of genre. With that, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.